Hello everyone, I'm back with another game. So the short regarding this game is already been uploaded, the Immortal Rook, and you guys have appreciated it a lot. So I'm back with this game, and here we are covering many other lines as well. So stay tuned. So this is game starts with the normal openings. Attack on the bishop. Bishop comes back. Knight's developed. I'm opening this white's bishop's diagonal. Attack on white's knight. Knight moved. Here, if you notice, we can grab this knight as well as we can win one more pawn. So I'm going ahead with that. We have got this pawn, extra pawn. Attack on a bishop. Bishop comes back. This there are two attackers on this e4 pawn now. So the queen is attacking as well as the bishop is attacking. Once this pawn falls, like our king will be exposed. So I'm castling. White goes ahead and grabs this pawn, but this is a mistake as this pawn is a poisonous pawn. Once this white grabs it, we can pin it with this bishop with our rook here, and then white can try to defend with this pawn, but we can always move this pawn ahead and attack on a bishop here basically, so we can win a piece. So let's see what happens. White went ahead and grabbed this pawn. I pinned it with my rook. He again protected as expected with the his pawn. We attacked with our pawn. Notice that if we don't have this pawn on d5 or I mean d6 or d7, we would not have been able to grab this bishop basically. So always make sure that we'll be able to grab that piece while setting up this trap basically. So but here white came up with a good idea that to play an intermediate move, that he played this uh, bishop captures this pawn with the check. So we have to first deal with the check. So we captured the white. So now there is attack on the queen. So he moved his queen back. So we are developing our queen here. White developed his bishop here, hoping that like once he moves this pawn ahead, can attack on our queen. So we have to keep that in mind always. So we developed our bishop here, attacking this rook, and there will be a checkmate threat like the square. So white has to defend this basically, and there is attack on the rook as well as there is a checking threat coming on this f2 square as well as it's supported by the bishop here. So many threats. So white can immediate threat is basically the queen goes to the square and then white gets checkmated here. And to say that there are only two good moves from the white side. So first will be like queen, we can put it here so that queen is guarding this square, rook is guarding this square basically. So uh, white is like should be okay basically. This is one move, and then another is like bring out queen here, and so that we'll not be able to accessing this square by our queen, and there is no checkmate threat actually. So let's just first analyze this move, that white moves his queen here. So there is a brilliant idea which we can play and grab. So continue our attack basically. There is only one move which is a winning for black, which is this amazing rook going to the first file here basically e1. So you can notice that this rook can be captured by this white's rook or the white's queen basically, but both of these lines are losing. Let's quickly check how. So if we first grab it by the rook, so we can just give a check here. Once the only uh, place for king is like h1, one king's moves, we can give checkmate like this. Another way is, let's come back and understand, if we grab this by the queen, then we can just go here, and no matter what white plays now, he cannot stop the checkmate here. So the rook cannot be captured, that's for sure. Then another question comes, like in next move, what black gonna play is like probably like capture this queen here, so that we'll have this square freed for ourselves and we can just go here and checkmate. So he can actually bring his knight here and add one more defender on this square basically like this. So we can just go here and give a check as this rook is pinned. So this is again a checkmate basically. So this will also not work. So then what white can do is actually, so the threat is coming here basically. The immediate threat for the white is like on this square here, that as the rook is pinned. So what he can do is actually he can close this diagonal basically. This is the best move here. So this is, he can close this diagonal. So immediately we cannot go out, take our queen here as this square is guarded, or we cannot take it here as there is no support from the bishop. So what white does, white can do, black can do is like can grab this queen here so that there is no one defending this particular square. So now white can actually play this knight here, and we can happily grab this knight. Now there is again attack on this particular square, and as well as there is again this checkmate threat, as there is nothing guarding this basically. But he can always play this pawn ahead now, as there is no, this pawn is not pinned here by the bishop. So we can go ahead and give a check here. Once the king moves, we can grab this bishop here, and next, I mean, if the rook remains here, we can just grab it with our bishop. We can try to bring our queen to this particular file and then try for a checkmate basically. So this is overall very much winning for the black. Let's go back and analyze that another line where we here, let's analyze the game where we are putting this white queen, another move which is again saving basically. So let's just put our the white queen here. So let's see what happens then black can just simply grab this, white will capture this with this pawn, and now we can move in with our rook here basically. So the now threat is that we can capture this rook with our bishop like this. Once the king captures this, we can capture this particular pawn and give a check. When king moves, we can capture this, and then we can bring in this rook and start attacking basically. So this is overall a good thing. Let's just analyze few lines here. So once the rook comes here, so the immediate threat is, let's say, this particular bishop he wants to save. So then if he moves it, then we will just simply grab this rook, and once king captures, we'll capture it here with a check. King moves. If king moves here, then we can bring in this rook with a tempo. Queen has to move here again. We can just move. We can just bring in this rook here. We can later we can move this rook here, then this rook also this side, and we can just go ahead and checkmate this king. So that's how it's all winning for the black basically. So let me know if you're thinking of any other lines basically. Thank you. I hope this game is helpful to understand few things for you and improve your own game. And my only motivation here putting out the game is I will be analyzing with you guys, and so that I can also improve my game, and it will help you guys also to improve your game. So let's improve our games together. Happy thinking. Thank you.